Hey guys, Thomas here. I've been playing the Veiled Experts beta since Thursday, having around 45 hours with the game total, including the few days I had access to the game last year in a previous beta. And today, I want to cover my thoughts on the game, things I like, things I don't, and what I hope to see from the game at launch. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Maybe think about subscribing if you want to help a new YouTuber out. Harness that GigaChat energy I know you have, and leave a like too. But no more stalling. Let's get into it.
We're coming back on the air after an interruption due to technical problems.
Veiled Experts is an upcoming free-to-play tactical third-person shooter from Nexon Games.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Before you get your pitchforks out, I'm just covering the game. I'm not condoning the actions they've taken against Iron Mace, whether they have evidence or not to prove their allegations against them. In fact, I know for certain I won't be spending a single dollar in this free-to-play game, with all the other huge live service games releasing this year. Essentially, I'm wasting their money on US servers every time I play. With that mental gymnastics out of the way, let's talk about what Veiled Experts has to offer. Currently in its beta state, Veiled Experts provides 3 game modes in its casual playlist and a 5v5 bomb defusal in its newly featured ranked mode. We are going to be skipping over the AI playlist that I just didn't play. In casual, you can play 3v3 bomb defusal on smaller maps, like this one. There's also the classic 5v5 bomb defusal featured last year, the mode that the game was built around, and the much requested 5v5 Team Deathmatch, which is a blast. It is easily my favorite game mode when I don't want to strategize as much and just enjoy the gunplay. These 3 modes offer a rotation of 7 different maps, some of which are only playable in smaller teams, which is an increase from the 4 maps and 1 game mode we had last year. With the inclusion of a new operator for the beta, an emo DJ named Rita, players have access to 10 different agents, all with different active and passive abilities. This all centers around heavily team-based gameplay and an economy system like Valorant, Counter-Strike, and most similarly, Rogue Company. However, what sets Veiled Experts apart is its parkour system and satisfying dodge roll that gives it a distinct feel and style of play compared to previously mentioned games. I will say, Veiled Experts does much more to try and set itself apart. There is always a fog of war that is pressuring your team to move, even in Team Deathmatch. A satisfying yet limiting first-person view when ADS, and very sleek and well-designed UI in the Armory. Kind of what I was hoping MW2 would look like. Veiled Experts also includes an intensive and very detailed stat tracker. I mean, ask me what you want to know about how bad my stats are, and I can tell you anything. Veiled Experts has one of the best community pages and stat trackers I have seen in a free-to-play game yet. All of this with the addition of a large view playback of every round you play in the game, letting you learn enemy patterns before you snowball to defeat. And you have something you can really sink your teeth into as a competitive player. Weapons in Veiled Experts look great and feel responsive. They're fun to use and have a bit of a learning curve when first starting out. The third-person perspective, when ADS, has 3 marks around the reticle showing you your accuracy potential. The accuracy of your shots will be much better when standing still, but unless you have a vantage point or are sniping across the map, a lot of the time when in combat you're dodge rolling and jumping around to make it harder to hit you. I've seen discussions on Steam saying aiming while in third person feels off, but after my 45 hours with the game, it's one of the best third person views I have played with, including the MW2 third person view. While the field of view is kind of closer than I'm used to, I started to appreciate it as I had to be more clever how I used cover to keep myself concealed while moving my camera around to try to catch some peeks. Veiled Experts would feel way more unfair to those attacking the bomb if defenders had a greater FOV to hide behind cover with. Instead, camping can greatly hurt your chances to react given how easy it is to flank on the large vertical maps. Overall, the gunplay feels snappy. The time to kill can be aggravating yet feels realistic, as the best snipers can one-shot you with minimal effort. But guns feel balanced to their respective cost. The AMP sniper, the one that one-shots you in the chest, is equal to 3 or 4 rounds of saving, meaning by the time you get it, usually the game is nearly over. Each playable character have different strengths and passives. Playing Jack means you get a free pistol to start, and when you're the last one alive on your team, you regenerate health for 45 seconds. Compare this to Dimitri, who gets a free sniper on round 3, and when using a sniper, reveals enemy name tags for each shot you connect with. Each character offers vastly different benefits. With 10 total operators during this beta, it provides several ways to engage with your personal play style, not to mention Veiled Expert's customizable perk system, called Leptons. These allow you to pick from 22 different perks, all with different cost values, allowing you to mix and match, but hold you at 5 total perk points. Meaning, you can take one very powerful Lepton, like the M249 Specialist, that grants a light machine gun in round 2, and something less expensive like no fall damage to reach your total Lepton allowance. Specifically, I made a Dimitri build with the M249, and because he gets a sniper round 3, I never have to buy a gun, just a starting pistol, and all my extra money can go to team upgrades. Bomb Defusal, as I said, was Veiled Expert's primary mode last year, and predominantly still is, given that ranked will be nothing but. There isn't much variation to this game mode compared to other games' design. You protect and attack 1 or 2 bomb sites and hope for the best. However, things do start to change once you add dynamic maps to the formula. Whenever the attacking team succeeds in blowing up the objective, that location can change drastically. At the docks, blowing up the bomb on the ship will cause it to fall and lean to one side, limiting verticality until the other team's next attack phase, where the map will be reset in a stylish reverse cutscene between rounds. On the bridge, blowing up the bomb site on the second level will destroy the concrete below it, and it will fall to the lower half of the bridge, where you are more susceptible to the verticality from the defending team. In Koreatown, buildings and helicopters fall out of the sky, causing mayhem while you desperately try to listen for footsteps near you. Overall, this is the best mechanic I've seen for a bomb defusal game mode, and it helps to add even more strategy while also limiting perfect routes and angles seen in games like Valorant. There are so many moving parts, no 2 rounds ever play out the same, unless your teammates are bots and keep taking cover behind cars that can blow up. Another thing to note is extreme weather events, like the dust storm. This makes CQC mandatory unless your team has access to thermal scopes. Buildings can also collapse on top of you, killing you, so it's important to listen to what the other team is shooting at. My impressions could end here. Team Deathmatch in Veiled Experts is a blast. Games like MW2, where you have very specific needs for gun progression, usually lead players to a certain playstyle, determined by their camouflage goals or what have you. In Veiled, there are daily missions that require you to just get a certain amount of kills, that then unlock a new camo for all guns. There's an economy for attachments, so you're not grinding guns to unlock parts of the game you want to try. In Veiled, those are unlocked through their economy each match, and during Team Deathmatch, these are accessible from the start. Team Deathmatch also features an economy system, however this is only used to buy new guns and consumables to keep you alive longer. All perks and passives are disabled, so no one character has an advantage. And there is no team investment like in Bomb Defusal, so you just get to play Team Deathmatch with a slight economy system. It's really fun. It adds an element of self-preservation so you can save up money you get with each kill. And while other players are purchasing cheap submachine guns, you can test your skill using just a pistol to save up for more expensive and hard-hitting assault rifles. Team Deathmatch boils down to how you decide to spend your money and how good you are at using the movement in the game to stay alive. Team Deathmatch is a perfect game mode to get used to the gunplay. the nuances of how each gun handles, and start to experiment with the parkour system. Movement in Veiled Experts sets itself apart from almost every other tactical shooter on the market. I've seen some fancy plays while in spectator mode, watching people dodge roll directly past enemy fire to start wailing on the enemy with their melee weapon, because they burnt all their ammo. I've seen people on top of buildings I didn't know you could scale. You'll often see people jumping around, flailing their arms, which doesn't make them as hard to hit as they think. But parkour in Veiled Experts is as easy as holding the spacebar to climb anything in the map you can get your head over. One thing about Veiled is although you have all these movement capabilities available to you, the game also feels rewarding taking it slow, crouching behind cover, and getting that god flank that wipes the entire team. Again, there are so many ways to change your tactics that it's tough to really gauge the overall speed of the game when it changes drastically between teams. So far, Ranked feels pretty good. I was placed Gold 1 after completing 5 matches and didn't feel the need to keep going. One thing I did notice in Ranked was how toxic it immediately became in chat. I'm used to saying nice try, nice shot, sniper on top of B. Instead, in Ranked people just call each other bots, endlessly shooting their gun during the timer countdown, blowing out your eardrums. A lot of teammates are also so afraid to die that they hang out in the spawn point pretending they're sniping. Overall, when teams aren't toxic, Ranked is as fun as casual. You are able to expand your matching potential if queues are long, and if placed in a game already started, if you lose, your loss stat is prevented. Additionally, one of my favorite anti-griefer mechanics is the reputation system. Players who leave matches because their team couldn't plant the bomb on round 1 are penalized for doing so, affecting their overall account reputation and putting a 2-minute timer on entering another ranked match. Eventually, after doing this enough, you will be placed with players with the same rep as you, and they can all live in harmony, disconnecting from games because their ego is bigger than their dick. I saw so many people on the Steam discussions page complaining about this in particular, and it just goes to show that having a chode is a serious problem modern medicine can't fix. Agent and gun customization aren't anything to really note as being great. However, I have to say that Veiled Experts UI is much better than the mobile game UI we've seen in recent shooters. Things look sleek, you know where to find what you're looking for, and camos look pretty damn good, at least the few that we have access to in the beta. As for my overall impressions, Veiled Experts is really fun, movement is fast, gunplay is satisfying, and there's enough to keep you experimenting well after the game releases. The developers have been quite good at posting roadmaps and game information while in development. And while Nexon has an incredibly poor track record with their prior games, Veiled Experts is definitely a step in the right direction. Performance-wise, I did experience some lag, but that's most likely because US servers are not fully operational. They are extremely limited at this time, and I expect better performance during release. With that said, lag did not take away from my overall experience and impressions of the game. If you're a fan of Rogue Company, Valorant, CSGO, or other tactical shooters, Veiled Experts may offer you something a little different. Veiled Experts has been my favorite tactical shooter amongst a large crowd of competitors, and I'm excited to see this game release sometime in 2023, hopefully with more maps and even more game modes. Thank you for hanging out and watching this video, it means a lot. Like and subscribe to help the algorithm gods, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.